I think everybody's seen this where Candace Owens like, we shouldn't get vaccinated. No, I got boosted and we should all get vaccinated. And she was like, but it doesn't really work. No, it works. That was pretty funny. But now there's a problem because how do you, if you're Candace Owens, like how do you sort of maneuver this situation where Donald Trump basically killed your buzz, essentially, as it were? Here is Candace Owens. This was the next day where she was trying to sort of like dig herself out of a hole.
Things are good. And he believes that because he comes from a generation, like people, you oftentimes forget like how old Trump is. He comes from a generation. I've seen other people that are older have the exact same perspective. Like they came from a time before TV, before internet, before being able to conduct their independent research, you know, and everything that they read in a newspaper that was pitched to them, like they believed that that was a reality. And one of those things was, you know, this push for vaccines and believing that people were going to die without vaccines. And so I believe that his support of the vaccine is genuine and it's not based in any corruption at all. I think he actually believes those things. And people that are saying, how is he ignoring all the people that are being injured? And, you know, people are sending Rumble videos and all of these, you know, websites, obscure websites. I believe also that he only reads the mainstream media news. Believe it or not, I do not believe that Trump reads or partakes in any other news sources. You know, I don't believe that Trump is on the internet or, you know, that he necessarily uses like, you know, the web to try to find, you know, obscure websites. I think that he just relies on, you know, typical mainstream sources. So I don't think that there's anything evil going on there. I just wanted to say that because so many donors, supporters of his are kind of like questioning where all of this is coming from. And I think he just genuinely believes that. And he needs to sit down and, you know, have a full conversation with someone. I was interviewing him in that circumstance, but he needs to have a larger conversation to really understand what's going on and why so many people are just horrified.
I am so speechless. The argument is that the former president of the United States, as much of it as an idiot, I will concede he's a moron, and there's no doubt in my mind that he doesn't read anything other than the pictures that people, you know, print out from the internet and hand him. He listens to, you know, only to right-wing talk radio. But the idea that he has been captured by this sort of like old-fashioned thought that vaccines are good because he doesn't have access to internet websites.
You know, obscure websites, Sam. Obscure websites.
Tell him the truth about vaccines. Now, remember, she's not just talking about COVID now. She's talking about like the polio vaccine. She's talking about like all sort of like all the vaccines. The reason why people thought measles, the reason why people thought they worked is because all they had was TV and newspapers and paper. And, you know, people would like write reports on paper. You couldn't see websites. And
she's running against him. She's running against him.
I guess presumably all of the people who are associated with the medical, you know, like with the government, nobody got into Trump and told him the real truth about vaccines. This is unbelievable. And isn't she on the Daily Wire? Does Ben Shapiro also believe that the reason why people think vaccines are good is because they're old and they don't have access to the internet?
Well, Ben's actually been relative to all these freaks better about vaccines. But
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
this is enterprise, and he's out there basically hosting and employing people who are going online and telling. I would imagine that video that she did there got hundreds, maybe millions of views, saying like anybody who believes that vaccines are helpful, any vaccine are helpful, it's because they don't have access to the internet. And they can't see these websites that we can see that say the vaccines are not helpful.
You're saying I'm too basic to know that your anti-vax lunacy is true?
I've actually been around for a long time. Trump actually has Breitbart printed out for him, so that was news during 2017. So I think Candace is wrong here.
Well, I mean, the crazy part of that is so Ben Shapiro wants both of those audiences. He wants the Candace Owens, base, and everything is a business opportunity for them. And Trump got in trouble. And so he has to go on stage with Bill O'Reilly in front of 5 people in an auditorium and say vaccines matter.
Yep. But also, I didn't have the internet growing up, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.